points. Sacramento is also 5-1 against the spread at the current number, 9-2 against the spread, taking on losing teams, and a perfect 4-0 against the spread as the official road favorite. Now, total-wise, Sacramento went 4-2 to the under in their last 6 in Phoenix. Phoenix went 45% to the over at home this year. So with all that said and done, I'm going to purchase the hook, buy it down, take Sacramento -3 and the under 231 in that one. All right, next 2 games for our NBA slate. It is going to be Knicks at the Warriors, 10:30 tip-off in the Bay Area. Golden State opened as the 17-point favorite, total at 230. Since those markets opened this one up, we're still seeing movement toward Golden State, money on Golden State. We're also seeing money on the over as well. Right now, Golden State's -18 with the total moving upward to 230.5. So once again, the Warriors open 17 up to 18. Total open 230 up to 230.5. 54% are leaning Golden State still, and 54% are now shaded toward the under. At the moment, the Knicks are plus 2,000 for some money line cash. Now, if you like the Knicks in this one to cover that massive number, might not be too bad of a spot for you. They're taking on a Golden State team who's failed to cover in 7 out of their last 9. They're also a winless 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 at home. Now, Golden State has Livingston on the injury report, questionable tonight with a knee injury. And Golden State's also covering just 38% of their ball games on their home court this season. Now, when it comes to the total, Golden State is 4-0 to the under in their games at the current posted total. The Knicks are 4-3 to the under in their last 7. So with all that said and done, I'm going to take the road dog in this one. That is a ridiculous amount of points. Give me the New York Knicks plus 18 and the under 230.5 in that one. All right, folks, that's going to do it for the NBA. Let's go ahead and slide into some college basketball. And we are going to start with Tennessee at Missouri. That's going to be a 7 o'clock tip-off at Mizzou. Tennessee opens 7.5 up to 8. Total open 138 up to 138 and a hook. 69% are leaning Tennessee, 64% shaded toward the over. And at the moment, Mizzou is plus 335 for some money line cash. Now, the Missouri Tigers are a perfect 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 games, 9-3 straight up overall for the year. Tennessee's covering just 42% of their games, taking on teams over 650. When it comes to the scoring, Tennessee is 75% to the over in their games away from home. So with all that said and done, I'm going to take the home dog in this one. Give me Missouri plus 8 and the over 138 in that one. Next game, Texas A&M at Kentucky. 7 o'clock tip-off at UK. The Wildcats open the betting as the 12.5-point favorite and the total at 146 and a hook. And since those markets opened this one up, UK is taking a little bit of money in the early going here. We also saw movement upward on the total. So right now, Kentucky is 14.5 with the total moving upward to 148 and a hook. So once again, the Kentucky Wildcats open 12.5 up to 14.5. Total open 146 and a hook up to 148.5. 64% are leaning UK, 55% shaded toward the over. And at the current moment, the Aggies are plus 1,000 for some money line cash. Now, Kentucky is 10-3 straight up overall for the year, 8-1 straight up on their home court. This Kentucky offense is putting up 85 points per contest at home. They're also shooting 51% from the field on their home court as well. Now, Texas A&M is just 4-9 against the spread in their last 13. They're also covering just 33% of their ball games, taking on teams over 650. When it comes to the scoring, Texas A&M is 8-1 to the under in their last 9, 5-2 to the under in their last 7 away from home. So with all that said and done, I'm going to purchase the 0.5 point, buy it down, and take Kentucky minus 14 in the under 148.5 in that one. Next game, St. John's at Villanova, 7 o'clock tip-off at Villanova. The Wildcats open 6.5 down to 6. Total open 147.5 down to 147 even. 55% are leaning St. John's, 62% shaded toward the over. And at the moment, St. John's is plus 225 for some money line cash. Now, despite going 14-1 straight up overall for the year, the St. John's team has not been very good against a number. And as a matter of fact, they've only covered 6 out of those 15 ball games. They're just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 away from home. They're also allowing 79 points per contest when traveling. Now, this Nova defense has been very good this year. They're allowing just 65 points per contest at the Villanova Pavilion. They've also successfully covered the number in 8 out of their last 11. When it comes to the scoring, St. John's is 9-3 to the over in their last dozen. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean Villanova -6 in the over. 147 in that one. All right, next game, it is going to be Duke, Wake Forest. That is going to be a 7 o'clock tip-off at Wake Forest. The Blue Devils open the betting as the 20.5 point favorite. They're now -21. Total open 159.5 down to 158. Right now, Wake Forest is plus 23.75 for an outright upset win. Now, if you like Wake Forest to cover this ridiculously high number, they have successfully covered the number in 4 out of their last 6. They've also successfully covered the number in 2 out of their last 3, taking on teams over 650. When it comes to this Duke team, well, they failed to cover in 2 out of their last 4 as the official road favorite. And their defense is giving up 79 points per contest away from home. Now, when it comes to the scoring, Wake Forest is 3-0 to the over, taking on teams allowing less than 67 points per contest. This is an absurd number. Give me Wake Forest plus 21 in the over, 158 in that matchup there. Next game, the Tar Heels taking on North Carolina State, 9 o'clock tip-off at NC State. Now, the Wolfpack opened as a pick. They're now -1. Total open 172 down to 171 and a hook. 54% are leaning Tar Heels, 53% shaded toward the over. And at the moment, UNC is plus 103 for some money line cash. Now, if you like the Wolfpack in this one, just keep in mind they've failed to cover in 4 out of their last 5, taking on the Tar Heels. They're also 0-5 straight up in their last 5 at home, hosting the Tar Heels. And speaking of which, UNC is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 ball games, 5-1 straight up in their last 6. This North Carolina offense is putting up 90 points per contest, which is 5th in college basketball. Now, scoring-wise, 5 out of UNC's last 6 ball games, well, they went under the total. They stayed under. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward the official road underdog in this one. Give me the North Carolina Tar Heels plus 1 in the under, 171.5 in that one. Next game, Oklahoma at Texas Tech. That's going to be a 9 o'clock tip-off at Texas Tech. The Raiders open the betting as the 6-point favorite. They're now 6.5. Total open 131 up to 132. 56% are leaning Texas Tech. 51% shaded toward the under. And at the moment, the Sooners are plus 245 for some money line cash. Now, I had a winning bet with Oklahoma earlier in the year on a premium play on Patreon. And if you like Oklahoma in this one, they are a perfect 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 ball games. They've also got the job done in 8 out of their last 9 straight up. The Sooners are 13-1 against the spread overall for the year, depending on where you're shopping at. They're also covering 89% of their ball games on the road. Now, Texas Tech, on the other side, completely different story. They're covering just 33% of their games as the official home favorite. When it comes to the scoring, Texas Tech is 5-2 to the over in their last 7, taking on OU. So with all that said and done, I'm going to go with the Sooners in this one. Give me OU plus 7 in the over, 132 in that matchup there. All right, that is going to do it for our college basketball slate, and we're going to slide into some NHL action. Now, we're going to cover the earlier slate of games, so let's go ahead and get into it, beginning with Minnesota at Boston. 7 o'clock puck drop in Beantown. The Bruins open 175 up to 180, total 5.5. 63% are leaning Boston, 67% shaded toward the over. And at the moment, Minnesota's plus 160 for some money line cash. Boston plus 150 for some puck line cash. Now, Boston's 4-1 straight up in their last 5 at home. They're winning 81% of their games played at the current market price. Now, Minnesota is scoring just 2.5 goals per game on the road. That's 24th in the NHL in road scoring. And speaking of scoring, Boston is 7-2 to the over in their last 9 at home. Give me the Bruins minus 1.5 in the over. 5.5 goals in that one. Next game, Panthers, Penguins, 7 o'clock puck drop in Pittsburgh. The Pens open 205 down to 185. Total open 6 up to 6.5. 75% are leaning Pittsburgh. 51% shaded toward the under. Florida's plus 160. Pittsburgh's plus 145, laying the goal and a half. Pittsburgh's 8-1 straight up in their last 9, 65% when Matt Murray makes a start. Meanwhile, on the Florida side of things, they're just